Hello, this is Fiona Hall from Kiffin, and welcome to the Business Made Easy Blab Show. This week we're going to be focusing on the topic of Facebook ads. A lot of us have got a presence on Facebook, and we've probably boosted maybe a post or tried some ads to probably varying degrees of success. Like any exercise in marketing, you really have to have a plan around your Facebook ads. And today we're going to have an expert called Deb Malone. She runs a course on Facebook ads and also has an option where she does it for people. I've found her advice to be really good, and she's helped me with a lot of technical bits and pieces around Facebook ads. So that's why I've invited Deb to come and join us today. She's going to be hopping on at about 10 past today. So my host Liz Fry is just sorting out some technical issues. We've got some sound replay going back and forth at the moment. So it's just me at the moment, but Liz will be joining us. So the purpose of this show is really to give, I'm just going to join Liz in, the purpose of this show is to provide a forum for business owners to come and learn about specific skills or tools that will make it, because life should be easier. My motto is, if it's too hard, then I must be doing it wrong, and there must be someone out there who's come up with a cleverer way to do it than I have, or maybe I need to do some reading and come up with some new ways myself. I'm a real problem solver. Now, Liz and I are co-hosts, and the reason we are is that we met a wee while ago, and Liz is an avid networker and connector, as am I. And I was so impressed with her enthusiasm and energy when I went to one of her events. And I loved her generosity and the way that she connected people. And Liz and I both picked a word for this year, and the word we picked was freedom. So we're both looking for ways to have more freedom through our businesses, because most of us who go into business for ourselves, we have that same passion for what we do, but often we don't have all of the skill sets we need to do our business right. And we have to call on other people or do a lot of learning and upskilling to really get all the tools and skills that we need to do business well. So that's what the show is about, is giving you access to some of those experts to help make your life easier. So feel free, just some housekeeping, to pop any questions down over in the question stream on the side here in the live chat area. If you'd like it to be a public question, use the word Q and then put a / and that will pop up in our questions over here in the chat area. So as we go through, we can feed those questions into Deb when she comes on live. Cool. So as I said, I've already posted our Business Made Easy Facebook group. It's a private community group. We welcome you. Come and join in if you'd like to learn lots more goodies and get some inspiration in your business. So I'm just going to recap from last week. Last week we had the fabulous Stephanie Crawford from Business Headspace, and she was talking about cash flow. And there were some really good little tips in there for you to think about. And one of them that really got me thinking, that I've started to implement this week, she'll be so proud of me, I did some homework, was actually looking at my big purchase items, things like a laptop. Every 3 years, I kind of know it's a cycle, I need to update my laptop. So just putting the money aside in a savings account, a savings account that earns interest, of course. I then have the money when it's every 3 years comes around. I have that cash sitting there ready for me to make that pet purchase for that big item. So any of you who are in the same position as me might want to think about using that if you're not already. I thought that was a great little tip, just thinking about your forward planning, because it can come as a big shock when you think, oh my God, I've got to replace a major asset in my business. And let's face it, my computer and my phone are my two biggest tools for doing business. So of course the internet comes into there, but it's not quite that big purchase item, right? So I'm going to hop into my nugget. So each part of the format for the show is we have a nugget from me and a nugget from Liz. So my nugget today is talking about improving your sales process. I'm big on sales. I spent 10 years face-to-face in sales and sales management, and I'm really passionate about doing a really good job around the sales process. So sales for me is, I think it's fun. I think of sales as being a process that I can help other people and make their life easier. There's a lot newer to business. There can be a lot of overhanging kind of ideas and feelings around sales, which can make people feel it's a bit of a hard place to go and to put the headspace into, and they can feel really reluctant to ask for the sale. So here's some things around if you are meeting with people to sell a product or service. especially as service-based businesses. So here's my 3 top tips to kind of make your sales process smoother, and maybe as you grow your business to make it really easy to hand over to someone else that you're taking on as part of your team. So the first thing is use your calendar to extend your memory. Our brain can only hold a few things in short-term memory. 3, I think, if you're lucky. If you're a sleep-deprived mum, maybe 1 thing if you're really lucky on a bad day. So what I do is I have a 15 to 20-minute recurring appointment in my calendar to review my sales funnel, review my leads. And that is, at the moment, is a spreadsheet. Eventually, it'll move to a CRM, but because I do work with clients over quite a long sustained period of time, I only take all 3 or 4 clients at a time. I don't have high volumes of numbers coming through right now. That's the model my business runs under. So use that calendar, book it in, and so you're constantly thinking about at one particular time in the week those leads and how you can best serve them. You know, even if you have, it's quite a long time before you contact them again, think about what you could send them. Maybe there's an article that you think would be of value to them. Maybe it's just thinking of you and wondering how you're, if you know they have an event coming up, checking in with them, showing an interest in them and their business. From a very genuine perspective, like you do have to want to know. Don't fake it. People will pick up on that. But if you're genuinely a person who's out there to help and serve people, people will appreciate that connection and having that person to check in with them. So the other thing around that is number 2, make your meeting follow-up really easy for yourself. So finishing on time is really key. Really understand how much time you need for each part of the sales process. And if you're in that meeting and a topic comes up and it's nothing to do with the sales or the area that you can help them with, park that and say, hey, look, I might have someone who can help you with that area. Let me just park that topic for later, because it's really easy sometimes to go into someone's business and to be in a helping position, and all of a sudden you hear a lot of information that you can't actually help them with right then. So just steer the conversation back to what you can help them with and park things that are off topic with an intention to maybe find someone through your connections to help them. Close the meeting when you finish, what actions you're going to be taking. So next steps, I use the word next steps because it works well for me, but find a language that works for you. I usually close a sales meeting with, so the next step from here is I'm going to do this, and you're going to do that. And giving some time frames around that. So really let them know, guide them through the process of what's going to happen, and write it down and send that email to confirm what you're going to be doing. And then number 3, and this is a great one for you if you're going to be writing your systems and you're looking at expanding and growing your sales team. And the thing I do is write down what went well. So notice, was there a particular phrase that landed really well with someone? Notice the excitement in someone's eyes when you talk to them. What was it you were saying? So stop and just, if you're in your car and you're about to leave the meeting, stop. I use a piece of software on my phone called Dragon Dictation, and I just press it and record it and do a bit of a brain dump and then review that later. And that just helps me start building up a library and, fine-tuning my systems, my sales systems. So that's my 3 top tips, my nuggets around sales. I'm really passionate about having great sales systems so that your clients are taken care of and you close that sale and you help those people you can help. So that's my little nugget for today. I'm going to pass over to the lovely Liz Fry from lizfry.com, and she's going to talk to you about her nugget for the week.
Thanks, Fiona. I just wanted to touch on that. So does Dragon Dictation then convert it into Word document, Word format for you?
It does.
Wow. Okay.
You have to teach it.
Yeah.
You have to teach it to understand your language. When I said Fiona Hall, I had Fiona Paul with a P.
Close,
For those of
yeah.
you who understand my accent. So you do have to slow down and speak clearly.
Okay.
So it's a really good lesson for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks, Fiona. So yeah, so I'm Liz Fry of lizfry.com, and if you weren't on earlier, then yes, I am on the beautiful Waiheke at the moment, and as Fiona says, our word is freedom. So I love the fact that, yeah, I can just tune in and come live from over here. And yes, I did also mention that I forgot to bring my makeup with me. So this is me, au naturel, not going to worry about that too much. So as quite often happens, when I come to talk about my nugget, it does actually coincide with what Fiona's been talking about. And this is actually an example that happened to us a couple of days ago. So we arrived on Waiheke, and in my usual fashion, I'm just doing everything spontaneously, getting it all just coming together as and when it happens. And so we finally got around to organising some accommodation for that night. And I feel I'm sort of preaching a bit to the converted here, but we booked a place, and the lady rang me and she said, "Oh, so you've got your own linen?" And I said, no, we haven't brought any linen with us. You know, we've just packed up the car and come away. And she goes, "Oh, there's no way that I can help you tonight then." And this was about 4:00 in the afternoon, and we weren't in a great rush. And she says, "You know, we can help you tomorrow if you're still looking for somewhere." And I was a bit like, well, we actually need somewhere to stay tonight. And then I booked up with another company, which was actually a holiday sort of property manager. And the same thing, they couldn't help me that night, even though it was only 4:00 in the afternoon, because we didn't have any linen with us. And I guess my point is, just obviously take linen with you if you go away, but do seriously make the most of every opportunity. As I say, it does sound quite simple, but you know, we were looking for 3 nights accommodation, and that's 2 people that weren't prepared, weren't ready to go that extra mile, you know, to help us out, kind of thing. And it's just like, wow, you know, if your business can cope with that, then you know, that's fantastic for you. But just to be prepared and be ready. And those little things, like what can you do for your customers that just make that bit of difference? You know, like the people that we actually came to stay with and we're staying with now, they were like, "Yeah, come on up. The beds aren't made, no problem. We'll sort that all out for you." You know, got milk in the fridge straight away. Got the kettle on. You know, lovely chat. And it's just like, yeah, this is the place that's going to be remembered for all the right reasons. So yeah, just as I say, preaching to the converted probably, but just a little gentle reminder about what the difference you can make to someone's. Someone's obviously stay in this situation, but Well,
it's a barrier to someone purchasing from you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you can't just go out your way just slightly, then you know, even if they'd come up with another option, it was just like, well, actually, sorry, you know, you weren't prepared to help us out, so thanks. But so that's my little tip. Yeah,
very cool. Very
and
good.
Remembered for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate, isn't it? We have a lovely Deb Malone joining us down below. I'm going to do moving into our next segment of our show, and we're going to I'm just going to do a bit of an intro into Deb and give our listeners a bit of an understanding about who she is for those who don't know her. So I met Deb, and I was looking at it this morning thinking, when was it? I think it was 2013 actually. It was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
And Deb created a website for me, and I was blown away how quick she was, how she came up with really workable solutions. And I thought, oh my God, this is going to be really hard, but she made it really easy for me. And she made it all happen really quickly. And she gave me what I call good old-fashioned customer service, which is kind of coming on from what you did, Liz. And I was shocked and delighted because I had found a lot of web designers to not actually have any of those skill sets. And it felt like I was always pushing and asking, and I was in too much trouble. And you know, I felt like, I felt stupid. Whereas Deb provided a forum for me to ask questions and was really helpful. And it was an absolute delight to work with her. And I've kept in contact with her over the years. And we're actually now in a mastermind group, which I found invaluable in terms of accountability. I've got more traction in my business and redirected it after joining with her and our two lovely ladies. And I can highly recommend being accountable to other people for getting traction in your business. When you're the boss of yourself, wow, you let yourself off the hook a lot. which is not a good thing if you want to grow your business and you want to earn more money and you want to have more impact in the world, and do more of what you love to do, because your own mindset can get in the way a lot of the time. So highly recommend that. Now Deb's a real tech girl, so she finds out how to make things happen, and she has a really good understanding about sales funnels and all of the techie tools that you need to make things happen. She can do things like, order responders, design lead magnets, and MailChimp and all those kind of tools that help you communicate with your clients and close the loop, so you're actually offering an opportunity to sell to people, which we all need that these days. I mean, our businesses are more and more online, and we really need to know how to leverage Facebook ads, especially because a lot of us women are on Facebook, especially in the demographic that are on here right today. And we tend to look at recommendations from other people. I notice really a lot now that the common thing I'll say is like, who do you know? And people are actually asking for somebody and looking for a recommendation. So the power of Facebook is quite high. I don't know this in places like LinkedIn so much, but definitely on Facebook. So having a strong advert, having presence, understanding how to sell to people and how to leverage that on Facebook. Deb's got an awesome handle on it, and she's actually created a course for people to take so they can do it themselves if they've got that techie side of them and they've got the time. But if they don't, she also has a DIY version too, which is on my to-do list in the next couple of months once I've got a new website sorted out. So I'm going to hand over now to the fabulous Deb Malone to talk to you. She's going to give us her 3 kind of main tips around Facebook ads and what we should be thinking about. So welcome, Deb.
Thank you. What a lovely introduction. I appreciate that. Gosh, time flies. I was just thinking earlier, when did I meet you? And it must be a few years ago now.
Yeah.
Right. So probably my first tip and the most important tip, because to save you wasting your money, you want to have a strategy. Have a strategy and be strategic around your ads. So, for example, you don't want it to be from Facebook ads to buy my stuff. Okay, you want it to be Facebook ads, hey, let me give you something awesome, then buy my stuff. Because you want to, at the end of the day, be capturing their names and emails and using those ads to build your lists. So, and it's also, if you think about the concept, when you see an ad and then you go to the page, you might actually think that what they've got on that sales page is pretty good. And you're like, oh yeah, that's great. But you get sidetracked by life, you get busy, you move on to something else, and that window gets closed. So automatically you've lost a sale or a potential sale.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very rare that people will buy directly, from a sales page. You'll find that there's a saying, and that's called the, what's that saying now? The fortunes and the follow-up. Okay.
Yes.
What that means is that if they've got their name and email, so you've got a whole strategy and a whole funnel around your ads, then you've got their name and email, and you can follow up, and you can then, continue to offer them value through email sequences, and remind them that, hey, this is one piece of the puzzle, and you got to work with me to get the rest. So. And a lot of your sales are going to come through that follow-up autoresponder sequence.
Yeah.
So the way to set your ads up is to have an opt-in, like a lead magnet. And now a lead magnet is something of value for free that you give away in return for their name and email. And when it comes to creating a lead magnet, there's 3 essentials that you need to cover. The first one is that it needs to solve a problem by giving actionable steps. Okay, it's no good just chucking something together in 5 minutes, because at the end of the day, your reputation's on the line, your credibility. People want to know that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's got to be valuable, and it's got to solve a problem. Otherwise, no one's going to pick it up. I've seen so many people put out lead magnets, and they're just not valuable. They're not it's not making me want to buy, or want to download or grab a copy. But you see some really compelling ones and it's like, oh yeah, they've done their job. So the second thing is, so you need to solve a problem. Second thing is, you need to make it so good you could charge for it and they'd be happy to pay for it. So I know it sounds weird, me saying give your best free stuff away, but you've got to, because that's going to prove your value.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is with the opt-in essentials, you want to create something that's aligned with your offer. So it's no good just chucking something out there like, I don't know, say 10 free movie tickets, a free movie ticket if you sign up, because that's not targeted. You're not going to get the people that you need, and it's not aligned with what you're doing. So they might want the free tickets, or they may want this, but it's nothing to do with your actual offer that they're going to get directed to eventually. So so have a funnel around it. That's my first tip. Have a strategy for your ads. Don't just post and hope people, will like and comment. The second tip would be to separate out your ad sets. Now, this is really important. I see so many people they create their ad sets and they send that ad to the desktop, to the mobile, to the right-hand column, all in one ad set. What I want you to do is separate them out. So have an ad set going to the desktop, an ad set going to the mobile, and an ad set going to the right-hand column. But only go to the right-hand column if it's really, really image-based, because traditionally people avoid the right-hand column, but it really can work really well if your image is effective. But otherwise separate desktop and mobile, because you're going to find in the majority of cases the mobile ads are going to be a whole lot cheaper than your desktop. So which means that you can switch off the ones that aren't working for you. So
still do the same ad, Debs. Like still use the same image and wording and things, but just do it. You've got to watch out. She gets her camera out. I'm on to you now. So do exactly the same image and wording and everything, but just have it as two separate campaigns. Is that what you're saying?
Same campaign, two ad sets. Okay, because you got your campaign. Then you've got within that you've got your ad set, and your ad set it sets the budget, it sets the placement, so mobile, desktop, or whichever, and then it sets a few other things, and then you've got the creative, which is the actual ad. So you want to keep just different ad sets, okay? But and within those ad sets, you can then split test different ads and see which ads work better. But I won't go into that because I don't want to offer too much. No. That I overwhelm people. So,
that's the problem. It is quite a technical thing. I mean, there's a lot of technical skills you need to do to have this, and it can get a bit. I mean, I've started down the track to start creating mine, and I kind of go, I don't really understand what they're asking me here. And it's like learning another language, really. You really have to. I mean, ad set. What's an ad set? What's this? What's that? And it can be really overwhelming if you don't understand what it actually means and what it does.
Yeah. I guess the best way to describe it is you've got your campaign, which is your overall objective for the ads. Okay. Within that campaign, you've got your ad sets. Now, your ad sets contain your ads, but they are the ones that set your budget, your placement of the ads, and the click costs and all that. And then you've got your ad inside the ad sets, which is purely the creative. So the headline, the text, the image, and all that. So that's the best way to describe that. So so separate your ad sets out for mobile and desktop and right column.
Great.
Awesome. And my third tip is I want you to remember where you are. Okay. It's Facebook. So people like to see faces. So you want you there. Now I know Sarah is one that I've spoken to. She has tested stock photos like like nothing. Spent so much money testing stock photos against personal photos. Personal photos of you win out every single time. And I've, so definitely photos of you happy, smiling, looking where you want them to click and all that. And as for your ad copy, keep it really conversational. Okay. You don't want to be professional. Oh, is Fiona dropped out on us?
She might do. She'll come back. Carry on.
Okay, cool. So you want to keep the ad copy conversational and really just like be, it's just about building relationships. And that's what advertising on Facebook is. You're essentially building relationships, and it's the friendly, conversational, the casual kind of copy that you want to put across.
Fantastic. Deborah's just talking about using the right copy, Fiona, so that, we're not coming across with all the jargon and all the rest of it, and you actually get the personality behind the business. Because I've done that. I've liked pages, and then I've gone back through and I go, actually, I don't know who's behind this. Like, there's no personality there at all, kind of thing.
And that's the thing to build trust, isn't it? I mean, it's your personality. It's you showing you, not hiding.
Yeah. That was the big thing I looked at when I had a whole bunch of photos taken. I was really looking for personality photos that I could use for all my adverts and for all the messaging across things. So, like the photo that we've got for this blab show, the two of us pretending to be Charlie's Angels. We're both a bit cheesy, and like to have a bit of fun, and that's kind of owning it, really, owning who you are, right? Because people either run away screaming or go, oh yeah, I want to hang out with them, and that's what you do.
And if they run away screaming, we probably don't want to work with them in the first place.
No, probably do the same to them, actually, really.
Exactly. So I guess that would be, they have to be my three best tips. So the strategy around your ads, separate out the ad sets so you can see where your results are coming from. And even you could probably do this with interests too. You know how you have set your interests? Yes. So if you have what's an example? So you might have, say, Tony Robbins, Marie Forleo, and I don't know, whichever else. So if you separate them out, then you can see where your results are coming from. Is it the Marie Forleo people, or is it the Tony Robbins people? And you just switch off what's not working. So Facebook ads, it takes a lot of testing, but it really is worth it, because once you nail down, it's just rinse and repeat, and you can just double down once you're actually making money from it. And believe me, it is so possible to make money using Facebook ads. All you need is your lead magnet your lead magnets, you give that away, and on the thank you page of that, you have an upsell. So that offsets the ad costs. Not everyone's going to buy, but enough to cover the ad costs. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Sounds awesome.
Exactly. Making money, Sarah. That's the way.
Hey, Sarah. Great to have you here. Hi, Stephanie. Nice to have you here too. Anybody who's on the call today, we've got a few people I can see watching in. Please do let us know where you're listening in from. We like to see where in the world are you. I'd love to have a big map where I could kind of put pins. With last show we had people from the UK. Oh, hi, Andrew. Nice to have you from Auckland. Of course, exactly. Last week we had St. Heliers. Hi, Steph. Last week we had LA, and we had New York, and we had London. So that was like round the world. Very exciting. So let us know where you're calling in from. And also, if you've got some questions about some of the things that Deb's been talking about around, or any specific areas in Facebook ads, have you tried them yourself? Have you had much success? What are your challenges right now? What would you like to know more about? Feel free to post a question. I see we've got a few new people just jumping on at the moment. Love to have help you out today. That's what we're here for, to help you make your make business easy. So yeah, jump on if you've got any questions down there. Deb, I wanted to ask you, with Facebook ads, to you, what's changed recently? Because Facebook's always doing new things. And every time I log in, I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had this before. I've moved things.
Yeah, and the thing is, the changes aren't universal all at the same time. So while someone might have changes, the rest of us don't. And actually, I tend to notice that it's the here in little old New Zealand, we tend to get them last.
Ah.
I don't know. I think one thing I did want to mention about the targeting, it's really important to target correctly.
Yeah.
And because at the end of that, it's so easy to waste money because by not having the right targets. So, oh yes, you've got Sarah's just mentioning the canvas. That's amazing. Have you seen the canvas that you can now create ads that you click on, and it's all within Facebook. You click on the ads and you can go down and see amazing pictures. And I've seen this used in some quite incredible ways too, actually.
Oh, no, I'll have to check it out.
It's brand new, but if you're a real image-based business, it's really, really good. Like I've seen a travel agency, like you click on the ad and you get this big ocean and ship, and you can scroll down and you see the end of the ship. It's amazing.
Cool.
So, Facebook are really making some amazing changes for us, aren't they?
Very cool.
But yeah, just with sorry, I got sidetracked there. That's what happens with us entrepreneurs. We start talking about something, then we see something, we're like, oh yeah, that.
Bright shiny object comes flying. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I'm trying to train it. So I'm not so bad. But one thing, so you really want to nail your goals and have your goal and your objective of your campaign to be to really nail that. So we're actually running a 12-week year. I don't know if you heard of that, Liz. If you read the book, The 12-Week Year.
No.
Look, I started it a few days ago, and I'm not far from finishing. I'm so excited because I'm not into reading many business books, but this has changed my life. So, just the way I think, the way I feel, and setting your goals. So, and it will really help anyone with any business, I reckon. So I highly recommend it. And we're going to be running a 12-week year challenge.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Tell us more about that.
So there's a whole concept behind the 12-week year. And what it is, people make annual goals, right? And yes. How often do we get to, maybe February, maybe March, I've still got 8 months left. I've got tons of time to accomplish my goals. Well, what we do in this 12-week year is your year is 12 weeks. So a week is a month and a day is a week. So you're actually, what it's doing is, the whole concept's quite unique, actually, and it's making you really use your time wisely.
Yeah. And
so you're actually, whatever you're doing that day is going, directly towards your end result in 12 weeks. So you're holding yourself accountable and you're measuring your results, and it's, really, really effective. So what we're doing is running a 12-week challenge. I thought it'd be fun. Personal goal setting is, it is, goal setting is personal, but I thought it'd be fun to run a bit of a 12-week challenge in our group. So if you guys want to join, I'd love to have you.
Yeah, pop the link in. Share it in.
Even got a link. There's a link in there to actually, grab the book and have a read. Join us on the challenge because, it'll change your business. So yeah,
accountability is key, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was reading about that. There's a very good chapter on that, and I think, when I read it, I was like, Fiona would love that, because we see accountability in the world is seen in a negative side, right? Because she's dropped out again. Because okay. They say that, we're going to hold him accountable to his actions, so it's seen quite negatively. But in business, it's more about just taking ownership and owning those actions. And probably, it was Sarah that recommended it to me, and I'm so glad I'm reading it. But
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have it with the networking group that I run, and it's huge, and I do have people messaging me the day before the meeting asking them to remind them what their goal was that they said they
Yeah.
do. And, you know, there is a lot of us that, it does get done. But yeah, we let ourselves off being our bosses sometimes more than we should, as Fiona was saying. So, that sounds a great book. Do you want to just touch on clicks to customers? Because you do that with Sarah, is that right?
Yeah, so Sarah and I run like from clicks to customers. So like I said, my first tip about having a strategy, a lot of people, you know, are like, whoa, where do I start with a lead magnet? You know, how do I get a lead magnet? How do I put up a landing page? Or my landing page is converting at like 12%. Is that good? And I'm going to tell you, no, it's not.
Yeah.
The standard industry rate sort of says that it should convert at 20%. But personally, I think that's rubbish too. I think if you're sending direct, you know, targeted audience to your landing page, and your landing page is very clear and your ad is very clear, you should be converting at least 40%. So that means out of every 100 people that come visit that page, 40 of them will sign up. So so that's such a so what From Clicks to Customers do, we walk through people, teach them how to make high converting landing pages, how to all about Facebook ads. We've got a whole Facebook ad section coming up actually. But yeah, we cover everything right down to money and how to make money doing what you love, because Sarah, who runs it with me, is a money mentor. So, you know, she teaches all the whole money mindset. She's amazing at what she does. Yes, we know you are, Sarah. She's there. So I teach the tech side. I teach the whole, you know, building the funnel. You know, we do website reviews. We do, we've got hot seats once a month. So, you know, it's a chance to get the personalized feedback. But I guess the best way to describe From Clicks to Customers is it offers you what a $2,000 program might, but it's only at $47 a month. So it's more manageable for small businesses to be a part of and to get that personalized help. You're not left with a bunch of videos doing whatever you want. We hold you accountable. We are there for you, and we meet on a weekly basis on a live call so that, you know, you're getting actually customized help. So
fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so that's $47 a month ongoing. So as and when we've got, you know, new adverts or whatever, you just work that into that price.
Yeah. So
is that how it works?
Yeah. So $47 a month. You get a live call. You get a few live calls a month out of that, and we've got a $1 trial going at the moment. So which is a great way to just try it and see if you like it. And so included in that, it's just, so month by month, we'll focus on a different thing. So last month was the lead magnet, and then we had the landing page. And then I think it was just yesterday, Sarah did a class on your pricing, offers, and packaging.
Oh, that's
so we cover so much, but it's all really valuable stuff for small businesses. So
fantastic. And so that's like a topic a month. Is that how it works?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. But then if someone did just go, okay, Debs, I want help with my Facebook ads, then you could just do that separate as a one-off.
Absolutely.
As well?
Yeah. And we include in that within the course, we also offer a free one-on-one session too, annually, to help them, you know, just really customize their strategy. So on top of the hot seat and, you know, the video feedback and everything else, you actually get one-on-one time to, you know, whether it's to map out a strategy or whichever. So
awesome. Oh, here we go. Fiona's coming in from the depths of the cyberspace. Deb, what is the biggest mistake people make with Facebook adverts?
Biggest mistake? Oh, I would have to say that first one, it would have to be not having a strategy around the Facebook ads. Actually, yeah, that would have to be the biggest one. And the second biggest one would be the ad copy. Everyone's trying to sell, and you don't want to sell. You want to, you want to build relationships, and you want to give value, which is why you give something away, and then, So
Fantastic.
So exactly, it's all about planning. And I've just learned that, Fiona. Well, with reading the 12-week year, it's just changed my concept entirely on how my business is actually planned out. So, yeah, so I think that the challenge is rather exciting, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I did a workshop, one of Fiona's workshops, woohoo! It was her that got me into the systems and things, because what I was finding is that there is things that we need to do every week. Getting them sort of put in place and a plan set up just, saves so much time and heartache and everything. Sarah loves the planning as well. I think we all do. We might hate to admit it, but we all love it when it comes to the crunch, really, and it does make everything a lot more effective, as Fiona certainly talks about. So that's awesome. Obviously, if anyone's got any more questions, then do jump on. We were talking about the people behind the business and how important that is, Debs. Like, what's your background? Have you always been in the tech side of things?
Oh, funnily enough, many years ago, yes, I've been a web developer for 10 years. So, having started out with that, I just seem to understand things. And I know it sounds so geeky, but I love code too. And there's nothing I love more than, creating a page and just coding it to how I want it. So, yeah. That's my thing. That's my jam.
We've all got to have our own one.
We do, don't we? We do. So I guess when it comes to tech stuff, it just falls into place. It just makes sense to me. All that stuff. Yeah. So.
Awesome. I think there's not many people that do love code, Sarah, to be honest. That's fantastic. And obviously these, like the clicks to customers is available around the world.
Sorry, you cut out there.
I cut out as well. The clicks to customers is available around the world. So wherever people are, you can help them out.
That's correct. So, yep. So what I'll do, there's the link to the 12-week year challenge that we're running. That's just in our group. But what I've also got is a little freebie here for everybody, which is a free ebook. No, I don't like to call it an ebook because it's not a massive read, I promise. It would take you maybe 20 minutes. And it's just how to transform potential customers into paying clients. And after that, it's got a lot of, once you download that, you'll see my funnel that you've got on the thank you page, the intro to what From Clicks to Customers is all about. So, and if you want to join it,
fantastic.
Go there. We'd love to have you on board. But by all means, feel free to join us in our free group, and join us in that 12-week year challenge. I'm quite excited.
So is that linked to the group or to the challenge? Do you have a link to the group as well?
That is the link to the group. It's going to be run with the group.
Awesome.
Yeah. So awesome.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Deb. So we do, just touching on to next week, we have the most amazing lady, Christine Sheehy, from Right to the Heart of Your Business, and she will be giving us some top tips on mastering your message to your customers. And I have to say, from personal experience, she just gave me so much clarity at the end of last year, and I will sing her praises from the rooftops. So really looking forward to having her on next. Thanks so much, Debs. That was awesome. And we'll be popping over to our Facebook group, Business Made Easy, now. So if you do have any more quick questions for Debs, and the replay will be available there as well. And
I think it's just me now. She was talking, but okay. I just wanted to give Steph a tip. She said, is there any tips for product-based businesses? And probably the best tip I can give you is for product-based businesses, depending on the pricing of your products, it is okay to go from Facebook directly to your product. But just make sure it's really clear, because the thing is, with products, you don't actually need the with a tangible product, it's different to being a service-based business where you actually need that those relational touch points in order to eventually buy. You've got to build up trust and all that first with a service-based business. Whereas with product-based businesses, you don't need those touch points so much when you're, you can actually buy a tangible product directly from an ad. I think everyone's dropping out on me.
That's all right. I'm still here. That's awesome. Let's move it over to the Facebook group. So if any more questions, then come and join us on that. And Debs will be around for 15 minutes to answer them there. Well, I think we'll quit while we're ahead.
Okay. See you, girls.
Awesome. Thanks, Debs. Bye.
Bye.